Hey everybody, Trolley Polly here, the troll you can trust, back with the Walking Dead Roast 5 video, featuring the offensive, defensive, supportive, human, shield, Jesus! I don't think it comes as a surprise as the next human shield is a yellow. The pattern was a free-to-play, hard-hitting character, and then the human shield not too far after. If I remember correctly, I thought it was Governor, then Koa, ended up dropping not too long after that, Rick rise to power, then Magna, Green Abraham, and then now a Jesus. But we're gonna have to wait a little bit before we can get the Green Abraham, so Jesus is gonna be stomping a lot of heads here for the time being, until more people can probably pick up the Green Abe to slap Dapperino that Jesus back down to the ground. So I wonder what we may get halfway through this current Diamond Ring event. Possibly Kenny or Andrea, and then the release of a red human shield? That would be something I could get behind, but I think there will be a little bit more time in between the releases of the human shields. So let's compare the base stats, actives, ARs of the other human shields with this Jesus. These base stats on Jesus are just a spitting image of Magna, as they are almost literally identical in attack, defense, and health. His attack stat I honestly don't even care about, especially by the way his adrenaline rush looks, and we will get into that. His defense and health are sitting very well to be scaled, and I would put more scaling towards his defense compared to his health, but I would still try to fit in health somewhere in his combat mods or his weapon. Jesus' adrenaline rush is pretty legit, as human shields typically do dick for damage, and since he applies maim, which I highly doubt anybody is going out of their way to get maim resist unless it is their only option, as I'm pretty sure a lot of people would want stun resist or confuse resist currently in the game. So by the looks of this, you can really use Jesus on offense and defense. So let's now take a look at his weapons. Weapon-wise, normally human shields, you do not want them popping their adrenaline rushes, as then they won't be human shielding. But seeing as his adrenaline rush is an offensive, defensive, supportive, and having a AP generation weapon could be advantageous depending on how you want to use him and who you pair him up with. Consider you have people on your team about to unleash their adrenaline rushes in a way that you would be able to have taunted, stunned, and or confused the enemy team entirely or all but one. You can safely drop Jesus' adrenaline rush, as you do not need to human shield that turn to allow more offensive pressure on the enemy team. Something that which you cannot get from Koa, and Magna's damage AR is kind of, but whatever. This isn't about her, even though you're freaking gorgeous. So let's talk about the combat mods that we could use for Jesus. We pretty much want to make sure we are human shielding every possible chance we can get, unless we have a gateway open that where we can get away with not using it. With the new Eugene out there, the taunt resist should come in handy bit more often if I had to guess compared to confuse. Reason for defense versus alert is due to a lot of people will run Carl leaders with Jesus if they happen to get him. So I would imagine a lot of heavy hitting reds could potentially be hitting your team. So having defense versus alert would allow your team to be a little bit more prepared for that if that was to happen. So let's quickly jump into the team comps. This was really fun, and like I said, I really wish I could test a lot of these out, which would be pretty sweet. For the most part, when it comes to team comps, I think Jesus will shine on defense, allowing for a pretty good chance to get a lot of timeouts and raids. You can fix him up with yellows, greens, and blues on defense for the time being, and I do wonder if there will ever be a defensive yellow and red synergy, which would be pretty painful if I had to guess. There are a few teams in here I really wish I could mess with. I would love to showcase some of these to show strengths and weaknesses and how to beat them. So if you happen to come across some premier teams, your confidence levels would stay level instead of drop. I do think Team Maim comp could be interesting and fun. Not every team has to win by turn 3 for it to be a good team, and I do think if you are having trouble beating some extremely tanky team comps, this could work. It could potentially do 1900 maim damage to 2 enemies, which is a pretty big deal. And the third enemy, who knows if it even would get hit by the other people that do maim damage. And no matter how tanky the enemy is, if they are to lose 1900 HP in maim, they are without a doubt in kill range. That's going to wrap up the video of the offensive, defensive, supportive, human, shield, Jesus video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video and made you laugh, informed you anything positive, please give a nice karate chomp to that like and subscribe button. Make sure to leave a comment down below. It's greatly appreciated. And other than that, I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye bye!